Race fans, let's get into it. We are ready to see who advances to the round of 12. We've got one more race in the round of 16. Let's get it. Really quickly, before we get into talking about the Hollywood Casino 400, what we saw, what happened, and then taking a look forward, guys, this is how we stay connected. Tiger Bomb Sports Audio Entertainment is a couple of different podcasts. If you want to listen to us, you can do it right at the website, www.tigerbombsae.com. You can listen to Pit Row right there. Click on the Pit Row page. You can actually watch Pit Row too via the YouTube channel right there on that website. If you want to watch in YouTube, you can just search for us, Tiger Bomb Sports Audio Entertainment. That is the same thing you want to use to search for us on Facebook, on Twitter. You can find us any of those ways. Like and subscribe, listen to the podcast there too if you want to do that. But that's how we all stay connected. So let's go back to last week, to the Hollywood Casino 400. As the playoffs are heating up, they make these tracks incredibly difficult at this time in the race, or this time in the playoffs, I should say, on purpose. They know that tempers are going to flare. And I think we'll suspecting that we'll see more of that this week, but only time will tell. Anyways, let's go back to the Hollywood Casino 400. And we go green. Bell did get the pole for the second race in a row, so he's out front to start easily. And we get 2 and 3 wide very early on in the race, but we get a caution, the 19 into the wall early. He went into the corner with literally no grip. So Truex basically done at this point in the race. Unbelievable. Sad way to see him in the day so early after such a dominant year in the regular season. Up against it now this week, as we'll talk about. So restart now. Larson outside, Bell inside. So it's Larson, Bell, Elliott, Chastain, Byron, Wallace, Reddick. Elliott's running loose, kisses the wall. Wallace able to run it up to third. Second now, lap 36 of the race. Green flag pits have begun, and Logano, LaJoie come in. And, guys, we get another caution. Austin Dillon gets into the wall, but right after that, the 24 spins, which is the thing that actually sends the caution out. So we deal with that, clean that up, and then we go restart now with Larson, Wallace, Bell, Reddick, Chastain, Hamlin now. Okay, we're running a single fast line at this point in the race now. Mostly playoff racers at the top of it. 8 to go in stage. Harvick trying to pass Hamlin at 10 to get to 9 because he can get 2 playoff points instead of just 1. So these guys are dog racing at 10 and 9 right now. This is good stuff. Larson takes the stage. McDowell gains a handful of spots to start the second stage here. Very important for him. And we go green again. Now the order is Larson, Elliott, Wallace, Hamlin, Chastain. And we get the caution out again. Now, Bubba Wallace with the right rear flat. He was running second at the time of that caution. So, as they talk about it on the radio, talk about it on the show, broadcast, Wallace basically has a broken toe link. It's all from him hitting the wall, that damage. So they got to try to fix this thing right now. He's got 7 minutes to get that repair done. Meanwhile, all the leaders come down pit row at this point in the race and get some service done. Now we go green again. Elliott inside, Larson outside. They are door to door. Now that helps Reddick slide by them down low. We know with these next gen cars, these 7th generation cars, that door to door stuff ain't going to play. You're not going to be sliding door to door with anybody. That's a surefire way for you guys to both lose each other or slow each other down. And just what we saw, Reddick able to creep up to him and slide down low to get past. But then the caution comes out. Cindric spins sideways with a little help from Michael McDowell. Just some revenge racing going on there, man. Just some revenge racing going on. It's that time of year. So restart now. Elliott, Larson, Reddick, Brad K, Chastain, Harvick is going on. Something going on with the 14. He's going to bring the caution out. Some sort of an electrical issue maybe. But 38 to go in stage 2 at this point. So then we go green again. Now we get 3 wide up top already. 32 to go in the stage. It's Elliott, Blaney, Harvick, Boucher, Brad K, Bell, and Kyle Busch. Larson finally way back. Or I'm sorry, he's falling way back at this point in the race. I was like, why finally? No, Larson was falling way back at that point in the race. Elliott's still in control with 11 to go in the stage, and Brad K is second. Brad Keselowski able to make the pass, and he takes the stage. Huge stage victory for Brad. He runs a very nice stage 2. So here we go with stage 3, the final stage. Chastain gets a pit penalty. Ineligible guy over the wall too soon, so they'll move to the back. Tough break for them. I don't think anybody cares all the stuff he does. Green now. Denny Hamlin and Brad K duking it out up front. Eric Jones and Reddick were right there too. So it's Brad K, Hamlin, Reddick, Jones, Harvick, and then we get the caution. Harrison Burton hit the wall. Toe line issues now. It seems like Burton can make it through 3/4 of a race before something happens. I am very much hoping that this man has a stellar finish one of these races for the end of the year. It's been a tough year for them. Okay, green again now. Brad K with a nice restart. Hamlin clears Jones, and that's our 1, 2, 3. So Eric Jones blocking Reddick now. 86 to go in the race. Brad K looking to hold off Hamlin. Buescher's 9th. RFK hanging around. Hamlin too fast. Reddick also. Brad K back to 3rd now. 81 to go. 64 to go. Same order up top. Bubba Wallace, 4 laps down with some issues on pit road. Tough day for that guy. Green flag pits now, lap 54, Blaney and Jones. They'll start the party on pit road. So 38 to go at this point with Suarez up front, but he still needs to pit. McDowell in 4th in the same boat. They're both planning, hoping for a caution. And there goes the 99 of Suarez out the pit. We're still green. Hamlin and Reddick up front still. Over 70 green laps now. 15 to go. 10 to go now. The order is Hamlin, Reddick, Elliott, Brad K, Larson, Jones, Kyle Busch, Blaney, Bell, and Harvick. And we get boom the caution. Turn 1, Chris Buescher, right rear issue. He was 12th at the time of that incident. Everybody going to set up their cars for a quick few laps to the end is basically what this caution means. It's a sprint to the end. A lot of folks just going to take 2-tire option here, get a quick pit, get back out there for positioning. Logano gains 12 spots doing this. Kyle Larson is the second car off pit road with 4 tires. So we go to overtime now to end this race. Hamlin is the first guy on 4 tires. Orders Suarez, Jones, Busch, Logano ahead of Hamlin on old tires. Then Hamlin, Larson, Reddick, Elliott, Brad K, and Bell. Suarez on those old tires. We'll see how that works up front. Restart. This is it. Logano now. Reddick dips down. He goes low and passes Jones and Logano, and he's running away. Hamlin and Larson with contact. Jones bottling up Hamlin. Then Reddick takes Kansas. Huge win for Tyler Reddick, ensuring his advancement in the playoffs. That 45 car has literally dominated that track, no matter who has been in that car in the next gen era, whether it was Kurt Busch or Reddick or, Bubba. They have all dominated in that car. 10 points for Logano, though. He needed that. So he got 10 well-deserved points, and that's how Kansas shakes down. But we digress and move forward because Sunday, tomorrow night, we got the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway. We going night racing at Bristol. First race on the pavement here because you do the dirt race around Easter time. So that's totally different when they put all the dirt in. Now we've taken it out. But we will go back to Bristol, Tennessee for the beautiful half-mile track, the .533-mile track. Cup Series purse here is just over $8.8 million. We're going to go 500 laps, which will be 266.5 miles. Stage breaks at 125, 250, and the race is over at 500 miles, or laps rather. Most recent winner here last fall, Chris Buescher. We've heard that name called a lot recently, and Bristol is going to be an uphill battle for some races. Now, for Truex, for sure, because he wants to basically try to keep this streak alive of regular season champions advancing without a first-round playoff exit. That's going to be tough, though. He has 8 finishes at 13th or worse here, including 3 DNFs, did not finish this. Last year in Bristol's night race, he got 36th place, and the 19th did not finish. And so he's got his work cut out for him at a track that he traditionally has not been great at. Now, other things to note, Christopher Bell on the pole again, his 3rd consecutive race on the pole. And so we've got behind him, you got Hamlin, Byron, McDowell, and Truex. That's the top 5. So Truex did have a good qualifying run. That's great. Brad K, Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs, Bubba Wallace, Corey LaJoie round out the top 10. Corey LaJoie is showing well in qualifying. Now, other noticeable starts are going to be Kyle Busch at 15th. He's had some success here in the past, albeit not the recent past, but he's had some success here. Chris Buescher, 20th. He'll start 20th. Harvick, 21st. Chastain, 23rd. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to start 25th, and Joey Logano is going to start 28th for this race. Kyle Larson was fastest in practice, but ultimately got loose during qualifying, so the 5 is going to start in the back. This 500-lap round, the 16 playoff elimination race on Saturday night is going to be full contact if you didn't know. They are going to be bumping and grinding. Now, we know already that Larson and Reddick are in and safe from elimination, but the other 14 drivers are up, right? They're battling for these remaining spots. So, you got 10 spots left. So, there's going to be somebody's going home. Somebody's getting eliminated here. 4 people are going home. Ford has won 3 of the last 4 races at Bristol, but different organizations have done it. So, it doesn't seem to be one team in general dominating, but the manufacturer seems to be putting in the work. So the last 5 Bristol races were actually won by drivers from different organizations. So there's a lot of parity from race to race. Race winners started 19th or worse in 4 of the last 5 short track races. 19th or worse. Who is that? You may ask. Chris Buescher, Kevin Harvick, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, to name a few. The last 7 Bristol races were won by 7 different drivers, like we said. So, there, again, who in a Ford, maybe a Toyota, can actually get the job done? The other thing to note here is after they did a tire test in June here at Bristol, Goodyear is bringing a new right side tire for Saturday night's race. This tire is designed to wear more. The idea being that we're going to promote more passing throughout the field. So it's not just a stagnant circle. I got in front of you 100 laps ago. I'm still in front of you. There's going to be more passing due to these tires. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. So you get 1 set of tires for practice, 1 for qualifying. And you have 10 additional sets for the race. Guys, I'm looking at playoff cars. I'm looking at the Fords, I'm looking at the Toyotas. I am feeling especially something for Hamlin this week. He's second anyway in qualifying. He wants a victory. Hamlin is searching to secure that next round of the playoffs. And I do believe that he's going to have a very strong showing on Saturday night. Now, I also think Bubba Wallace can show up here. But again, I'm talking about cars that aren't Fords because I like the Fords outside of the cheaper Fords who just haven't been able to do much this year. Your Cole Custers, your Harrison Burtons, your Cindrics, your Cindrics. These are the guys I might stay away from because that's the trap is you want to have a whole manufacturer lineup. But I don't think you want to play those guys at the end. I think they're, like I said, some Toyotas you want to play. Ty Gibbs. Now, Corey LaJoie is a Chevy you can play. Larson's a Chevy I'd be interested in. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. These are the guys I want to have some exposure to. But primarily, you got to understand Ford has a great chance to win the race. If you want to buck the trend, you could say the last team was Buescher in those Fords. And I could buck the trend and say he could win again. But I think it would be Brad Kay, not Buescher. And so the same team would win, right? But it would be Ford again, not the same driver necessarily. But I like those two. I want to work them in as much as I can. And I want to work Larson in, especially starting from the back. He was fast in practice. I believe if he can keep it clear, steer through that traffic, that's a lot of points to be gained through him running through traffic. So you can pair him with some of those other manufacturers. And go chase it, right? We want to have a little better of a performance than we did on DraftKings last week, but it wasn't terrible. We just got to bring back more every time. We did hit some green, but we want to continue to get better. Guys, that's all I got for you. Enjoy the race Saturday. Also, if you want to listen to football or any other podcasts we have, remember, you can do that also on Tiger Bomb Sports Audio Entertainment. Again, the website, www.tigerbombsae.com. If you're a football fan, the Fantasy Football Podcast is off and rolling now. But that's all I have for you guys. Enjoy the race on Saturday night. We'll come back here next week, talk about what we saw, and get ready for the next one. Peace.